Hello and welcome back to Heroes End Gaming. I'm Josh and today we get to look at Omega Red's card that was generously spoiled from Atomic Mass Games for the Marvel Crisis Protocol game. In this video we're going to break down Omega Red, read his stats as well as his abilities and attacks, analyze his strengths and weaknesses, as well as see what affiliations will benefit him and which affiliations will benefit from him. So without further ado, here is Omega Red with the alias Arkady Reykjavich Rosovich. He has 6 stamina, he has a slow move, he's size 3 and a 4 threat with the defenses of 3 physical, 3 energy, and 4 mystic. His builder attack is a physical carbonadium coils, range 3, strength 5, of course 0 power, which has the stereotypical text of dealing damage gains this character power, but it also has an additional effect called Drain Life. After this attack is resolved, if the attack dealt damage, this character removes 1 damage from itself. So you have a range 3, strength 5 builder, that's super good, as well as the added benefit of getting some micro healing. It's not like Venom's We Are Venom, but it is still good sustain throughout the game. His next attack is Red Terror, which is a range 3 again, strength 7, for a 4 power cost, and he gets to choose whether it's actually physical or energy before choosing a target. He also has a wild proc for Absorb Essence. Change one of the defending characters' crits, wilds, or defends results to a failure. This character gains 1 power for each die changed this way. So at first glance this looks like basically a pierce, except the changed result goes to a failure, which is super relevant because a lot of characters have ways of making blanks successes, but fewer characters have ways of making failures successes. We're looking at you, Scarlet Witch. For his first superpower, it's an active ability called Death Factor that costs 2 to activate. This character and enemy characters within 2 of it with a poison special condition suffer 2 damage. In the order of your choosing. This superpower can only be used once per turn. So this was kind of spoiled in AMG's headliner for Omega Red, that he was going to have this explosion effect for poison. What they failed to leave out is that it also hurts Omega Red, if he has the poison condition, of course. But being able to do a guaranteed 2 damage to an area effect, that area effect works very nicely with his innate superpower, Death Spores, which is if an enemy character ends their activation within 2 of this character, they gain poison special condition. In addition, at the end of this character's activation, enemy characters within 2 gain the poison condition. There's going to be this range 2 bubble around Omega where enemy characters are not going to want to be because of the threat of Death Factor. While the poison condition can be easily dealt with, Omega Red is just going to add another effect onto that poison condition. His next active superpower is Ensnare for a cost of 2. Push an enemy character within 4 and a line of sight towards this character, medium. A character can only be pushed by this once per turn. This is a print copy and paste of Venom's Web Snare, which is a great way of getting those characters into range 2 of Omega Red. His last 2 passive abilities are Carbonadium Armor, which reduces the damage suffered from enemy effects by 1 to a minimum of 1, as well as Immunity to Poison, which only makes sense because he is Poison Incarnate himself. Before moving on to his pros and cons, it is worth noting that there is no difference on his injured side. Omega Red is a solid character. Both of his attacks have great range for a melee character, as well as situational bonuses, which will benefit Omega Red greatly. His defensive stats at 334 with the armor built in really makes him a tanky character along with 6 health on both sides. With Absorb Essence, his spender has a good consistency, turning results into failures rather than blanks, as well as getting some power back from it. And ultimately, he offers a great unique style with the poison condition, being able to punish characters for a condition that really hasn't played a large role in an MCP game as of yet. Unfortunately though, he does suffer from being on a medium base and a slow move with no displacement to himself. He does have Venom's Snare, but he doesn't have a tactic card that we have seen that allows him to progress up the board without having to spend both of his actions be moves, which we know he doesn't want because he doesn't have a throw and he doesn't have any teleportation capabilities. So what teams really would like Omega Red to be a part of them? The first comes to mind, which he's probably going to be a part of, is Red Skull's Cabal. This is a character that wants to deal damage with his attacks and granting him more power to spend on Death Factor and his Ensnare. He could also be a very good alternative to Ultron, who's kind of fallen out of favor now that Drop-Off is no longer viable, with its Red Terror being able to be both energy or physical. And at 7 dice at range 3, it really offers that unique style that Ultron used to offer. The X-Force and Wakanda factions both offer more offensive consistency by giving him rerolls. X-Force is a free one-time reroll, so if he is trying to get into position more often, the X-Force will reward him by getting 1 reroll. Whereas if he's able to get into position more comfortably, Wakanda will reward his kind of kit that doesn't require a lot of power to use that power for attack consistency. Sam's Avenger leadership ability could help offset that short move on a medium base with no innate displacement, allowing him, whenever an ally gets KO'd or dazed, to advance. On top of that, giving him more durability by getting rid of a damage as well as a special condition. Thank you for watching another one of my videos. We're going to be starting a new giveaway once we reach 200 subscribers for an expansion of Marvel Crisis Protocol miniature game of your choice. For entry, all you have to do is leave a comment on one of my videos and subscribe. For additional entries, join Patreon. Consider donating through Buy Me a Coffee. I have links for both of those in the description down below. This has been Josh. Until next time, happy gaming.